What's up? What's up? What's up, sports world? Y'all already know who I am, Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter. Rise up early. Rise up early. This is a once in a lifetime thing that I usually do, once in a blue moon. You know, um, man, I know y'all so used to coffee talk in the morning with Marcus and things of that nature. And yep, phenomenal job that he does. But I had to come on here and do this. By the way, very busy day yesterday. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Um, Man, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, I appreciate you stopping in with me on your early afternoon on this phenomenal Thursday afternoon. Man, day was super busy yesterday. um, my son moved up in the kindergarten, so that was a whole lot of fun and excitement. Very proud as a dad to see my youngest son move up from pre-K to kindergarten. Fun time, very fun time. Then right after that, when duty calls, when you get called to work. You go into work, you handle business. I was on patrol last night while watching the Knicks game. Yeah, shout out to those. By the way, I know I didn't do a world class Wednesday yesterday because obviously I was on patrol working. But I will be later on tonight doing a Rise Up Unlimited radio show while, before I have to go back on patrol again because, when duty calls. Um, and we will talk even more extensively on what you watched last night, uh, some WNBA and some NFL stuff. We'll talk about all that stuff tonight. But I had to come on here and drop this off. I had to drop this information off. So yeah, yesterday, phenomenal game. You saw it in the introduction. You saw it in the introduction. This is why, folks, I'm gonna tell you right off the jump: you never leave a basketball game, a football game, a hockey game, baseball. I don't care what sport it is. You never leave a game until you see all the zeros hit. When it's finally over and the dust settles, that's when you leave a game. Never leave too early because what you saw yesterday can happen. The New York Knicks, and yes, it's go New York, go to the fullest. The New York Knicks once again showed the world why this year's New York Knicks team is different from any other Knicks team you've seen in past. Um, 107, 106 final score at the end of it all when the dust settled and you seen all that smoke and all that. Um, this New York Knicks team, I mean, where do I even begin? First and foremost, I'll start off by saying Mike Brown deserves every bit of accolade and kudos for the coaching job he did in the second half of this game. And I get it. When you're a team, you want to play a full four quarters or you want to play a full entire game. And there's going to be some times where you're going to struggle. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And this New York team has been living off that very principle for the entirety of the playoffs, even before the playoffs and into the playoffs, and even up to this moment, this point, where it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And Mike Brown's adjustments from first half to second half should be studied. For those who are basketball connoisseurs, people who love the game of basketball, that should be studied and admired. Now, a lot of people will ask the question, was it more of the Knicks effort or was it more of San Antonio just letting everyone down, which that's an understatement. Talking when you're in the NBA finals and you're in this moment, um, which one do you prefer more? You can put it in the comments. Which one do you think happened more? Was it the Knicks or the Spurs letdown? To me, to be very honest with you, uh, I think it was a mixture. Just me personally, I think it was a mixture of both in this game. I think the Spurs, and this is why I said in the very beginning of the series, before we even got into the series, you can go check me, quote me, if you want. I said that the series was specifically a young upcoming team in the Spurs, young, new and fresh, versus some players who have some veteran play under their belt. That this was kind of a older school versus a newer school feel to this series. And I said that it would pay dividends. And to be very honest with you, it has paid dividends big time in this series. Um, so to me personally, I think it was a mixture of both. I think the adjustments Mike Brown made was phenomenal. Uh, by the way, a lot of people will talk about Jalen Brunson, talk about OG and Anobi, which I'm going to talk about um, in this little bit of time that I'm going to do this. But Jose Alvarado needs to be talked about. Coming off the bench, his contributions, uh, phenomenal. Something happened. Something was different when he came in the game in that second half. When he came in the game, he provided a spark. OG Anunoby getting that rest, coming off that bench, man, phenomenal. OG Anunoby may be your MVP for this NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson has been phenomenal. Don't get it twisted. But OG Anunoby may be your Finals MVP with how he's played in this series. Um, San Antonio, boy, oh boy. Listen, I know a lot of media pundits last night was knocking them. I heard Charles Barkley said this is the worst NBA Finals team uh, to play in the NBA Finals after that performance he saw last night. I heard Michael Wilbon say it's the worst professional sports playoff meltdown. Uh, 28-3 might be close. 28-3 in the Super Bowl might really be close. I mean, you guys can put it in the comment section. Which loss did you think was worse? The 28-3 loss that Atlanta had, or this loss that you watched last night with the Spurs? Put it in the comment section for me. Michael Wilbon said that last night. It was crazy. I was like, Michael Wilbon is really he on fire with this. Like coming out saying that right after. I mean, it's already gonna sting, but San Antonio, nevertheless, the first half, I'm like, so not to back up too far, but San Antonio in game three, you've seen a major difference in their gameplay, by the way. And shout out to Popovich because Popovich said, I'm coming out the box and I'm gonna be on the bench for game three. He did that. And you've seen it. Now, as someone who's played the game, who's coached the game, I can pretty much probably tell you what Pop said. Pop was like, yeah, we the San Antonio Spurs, we don't get swept. We don't get swept. By the way, tell me a series where San Antonio got swept in the playoffs or NBA finals ever when Popovich was coaching. So, first and foremost, number one, Wimby, your 7'4" nimble Gumby looking self, get your ass on the block, get your ass in the paint, catch the ball, score the basketball. Wilt Chamberlain would never. And I get it. Back then, the 3-point line wasn't as pivotal as it is now. But Wilt Chamberlain, you would never see Wilt Chamberlain doing that. This positionless basketball thing is crazy. It has a crazy play on this series, by the way. Positionless basketball, so serious, and I'm gonna explain why in a second. But Popovich is like, yeah, y'all gotta be tighter. We don't get swept. Play basketball. Get your ass on the block. And Wemby had a good game in game three, even though the Knicks almost came back and won that one in game three. But game four, the body language, the motivation that I saw from San Antonio in the beginning of game four, I was like, damn. I'm like, yo, they coming out to play. They not playing no games. I don't know what. Well, I do kind of know what Popovich said, but just for sake of shits and giggles, I don't know what Popovich said, but whatever he said lit a fire up under up under the Spurs' ass after losing 2 in a row at home. I'm like, everything is falling. I mean, they making the Knicks look bad, and the Knicks thrive off of being a defensive team. I'm like, they thrive off this. 76 points in the first half. I'm like, damn, 76 to 49. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I mean, and you can't tell me that there was some folks starting to have reservations on, is Mike Brown about to choke this shit up? Is he about to choke this off? Like we've seen um the past posts. We've seen the past data that says 2006, the last team to go 2-0 in the finals, lost. 2016, the team was up 2-0 and lost in the finals. So the Knicks are up to 2-0. It's 2026. Is this the same thing gonna happen again? I know people have some reservations. You can't sit here and tell me you ain't have reservations. If you say you didn't, you're lying. I know maybe one person while I was on patrol, and by the way, he was in there. And while the Knicks was down 27, the dude said that the Knicks was going to win by 2. I got a picture with him and everything because I needed to have this picture. And I'll show it on the next show that we do later on tonight. I'm like, yo, he said the Knicks going to win by 2. And me and the guy was looking at each other like, not like this, they not. And then something switched. I don't know what the hell the Spurs was thinking. I don't know why the hell the Spurs was thinking. I don't know when the hell the Spurs was thinking. I mean, I got to start asking the who, what, where, why, and when at this point. And when did the Spurs all of a sudden think that it was cool? Up 27 points. And you have a 7-4 monster in Wembanyama, boy, by the way, who is going to be a all-time great. Y'all can sit here, and I get it. Wembanyama's young. He's cost them in a way in a couple games in this series, but he's going to be all-time great. But when you have a 7-4 monster as such, and you're up 27 and you're on the road, by the way, which has never happened in any NBA final, happened in any NBA final. You tell me when it's happened. You put it in the comment section and tell me. So yeah, you tell me when has that ever took place where a road team in the NBA finals is up 29 points? It's never even happened. You can't go to no NBA finals game and find it, let alone be up 29 and lose. 29 and lose? Lord have mercy. I don't blame media pundits for the way they, I mean, they came at him. Danny Green said last night, this team doesn't even deserve to be in a championship. He said they don't even deserve to be in a final at all after yesterday. He said lack of leadership. He was going in. And I can't blame him for it. Because there's people that was like, well, do you blame the coach or do you blame the players? I blame the whole. This is one of those entire organization losses. This is an entire organization loss. You're up 29 with a 7-4 giant as Victor Wembanyama is, and you're jacking up threes. I mean, where did Champagne go? Where did he go? Dylan Harper should have had more minutes. And where in the hell, De'Aaron Fox? If I was your coach, and I was telling folks this last night, if I was your coach, you would have been the last person to leave the locker room last night. After last night, you'd have been the very last person to leave the locker room because I'd have had him running wind sprints from point A to point B until he got tired. Run, get to the line and turn around. Run, get to the line and turn around until he can't run no more. You won't do that ever again. You're up a point with 12 seconds left. You have the ball and you don't pull it back out and make New York, and you don't make New York. What's up, Ron? And you don't make New York come out and foul you. That is crazy work. De'Aaron Fox, as a veteran, you should know better. There is no excuse for this. I heard this, I was just trying to score the basketball and, put the game up by 3. Sir, you run the time off the clock and you hit 2 free throws to do that. You don't do what you did, sir. And then on top of the fact that you got contested on the play, which is crazy work. You cost them. But we ain't going to talk about what cost them before, because I'm going to be honest with you. I said, Josh Hart, if you don't stop selling this damn game, because Josh Hart was trying to give the Spurs the game. He was. Not only did he miss the layup wide open, but then he gets caught sleeping on the rebound where Stephon Castle goes right around him for the rebound and has to foul Stephon Castle. I'm like, Josh Hart, wake the hell up. You can get your head in the game. Like, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing? You're sleeping. You're sleeping at the most critical points in time. So to me, the last minute or so was like, who can make the most mistakes? And sure enough, San Antonio made another mistake. And I'm going to be honest with you before you go, my thing is San Antonio, and this is just me being real. The Knicks are up 3-1 right now. But San Antonio should be up 3-1 right now, going back home for Game 5.
If what you believe.
If it's not for the young mistakes in the last 15 seconds of Game 2 and Game 4, San Antonio should be going back home at minimum with a split, and at the most up 3-1, looking to close out. But because of what I said, as a young team playing a more veteran team in positionless basketball, and here's where the positionless basketball part comes into play. Sir, 7-4 Wemby, I don't give a damn, in a critical moment, should not be bringing the ball up the floor. Game 2, it cost you. Stephon Castle was so comfortable with 7-4 Wembanyama bringing the ball up that literally when he going up the floor, he's not even paying attention, and Wemby goes to pass the ball to him, and what happens? That ball goes off his back. Jalen Brunson gets the ball, and the Knicks close it in Game 2 and close it. What happens in Game 4? De'Aaron Fox literally makes the mistake of a lifetime, and Wemby misses 2 free throws, on top of the fact that you jacked up 1,000 3-pointers in the third quarter and fourth quarter when you're building a brick house. I just did not understand. You're up 29 and you're jacking up 3s still. But that's because these players have been conditioned now to think that shooting the 3-point shot is better than taking a low percentage shot, as in a mid-range, a midi, or going to the basket, which is crazy work to me. It's crazy. We need to get back to fundamentals. And I hope Greg Popovich told them that after this loss. I'm sure Greg Popovich had them in the locker room for at least an hour to 2 hours after that loss. There's no way Greg Popovich was just cool with that. No way. But absolutely not. Go ahead, Ron.
You asked a question about San Antonio got here, right? How they got here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, any big man in the West that y'all offense who they played this year in the playoff, Wemby? Answer that. What big man in the West who San Antonio faced that y'all offense? So basically what I'm saying, they got lucky to get here. Because every big man they face in the West, in the playoffs, besides Chet and the dude from the Blazers, other than them two, no other big man had offense. So basically they just had defense. Okay. Now take it to right now. June. Shout out to June. Because Wemby never faced a dude not like that. He never faced a dude like that. They got offense and defense. That matter. And I said on Talk Your Ears, the New York Knicks got better chance to win because they got bodies. They didn't wear Wemby down. They just throw different big bodies at Wemby. You just go look at Talk Your Ears that I said 2 weeks or a week ago. I said they got bodies. You didn't wear Wemby down. Wemby is the head of the snake. When you cut off a snake, everything else around will fall. That's what San Antonio doing. They're falling. Because Wemby getting tired out there. Yes or no? I can't hear you.
Agree with the part as far as Wemby getting tired. I don't agree with the whole big man thing having offense. Minnesota has offense.
No,
Ant-Man,
I said big man. I said big man. Minnesota got who they got? Gobert.
Oh, you're saying that their big men have didn't have offense.
Yeah.
Okay. I could respect that. Okay, now I could respect that. I get you. I just want to make sure I was clear. I thought you were saying the big men didn't have offense on those teams that Wemby played. Okay, it's different. Okay, I got you. I get you. So you saying Karl Anthony Towns is offense? That's what you're saying. That's pretty much.
He did play offense and defense.
Okay, gotcha. Got it.
Look at the whole playoff run that San Antonio did this year to now. Chat did not show up. Shout out to Marcus for pointing that out a while back. Marcus Betts, shout out him because Chat went soft. He was afraid of the bright lights. I mean, you point that out, Andre. We seen what happened. we seen what happened. So, but other than him, what other big man that got offense, what the kids say now, they got a bad to go at Wemby in the West in the playoffs this year? Nobody not talking about that. They not talking about that.
So specify real quick because we only got a few minutes. Because I plan on tonight talking about this even more in depth. The last play, Mike Brown drew that up perfect. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a coach and somebody who played, I can appreciate the chess match that I've been watching. I've been watching a literal master class as it pertains to coaching. Having Jalen Brunson switch to Wembanyama to pull him out the paint, and then having the inbounder come and crash the glass from the inbound is crazy work. It's crazy work. You literally have to draw that play up right for that to happen.
But once again, they got experience. I think OG was with Toronto when they won the finals with the cloth. Is that true?
Yeah.
So they got experience of being winning championships. When you got experience, you already know what to do.
That glass like nobody's business. I was like, yo, that was so smart on Mike Brown's part. Give the screen, make Wemby switch, make him pull him out to the perimeter, have OG, who is the inbounder, go crash the glass, and he shot early. He had 5.7 seconds. Notice Jalen Brunson takes that shot with like 3.5 left, giving time for a tip just in case if he missed. It was smart. That's very smart by Mike Brown to draw it up that way, and it paid off. It paid off, paid dividends, because everybody else that was on the floor was small. The fact that Luke Cornett was not on the floor at this moment spoke volumes. Mitch Johnson will learn from that. Even if they win or lose, Mitch Johnson will learn from that. And I'm sure Popovich probably told him after the game, hey, listen, you should have had a second big man in for that moment. You left us on an island with those small guards down there, and OG. And look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Bro, you can't draw that up better. Like every chip fell in the way it was supposed to fall. Every chip. And you got to give them props for it.
Let me ask you, Andre, and the people in the chat. Do y'all think it over when they go back to San Antonio?
I'm glad you asked that question, and I'm gonna get into depth on this later on tonight. But if I'm the coach, and this is just me, if I'm the coach, I'm telling the New York Knicks right now that the series is still 0-0.
Yeah.
And the next game that we play is for all the marbles. It is for all the marbles. And when I say all the marbles, I'm saying this is a one game to the death that we got to go get right now. By the way, while I tell you this, go ahead and pack up y'all lockers because I do not plan on coming back.
I mean,
I do not. And I mean, y'all can clip this. When I said it, I'll say it. I'll be the first to say it. I haven't heard nobody say this. So don't use my shit later on to either. I'm telling everybody. That goes for any media pundit, whoever. If I'm Mike Brown, I'm telling the team, we not coming back to New York to play no game. We coming back to New York to celebrate. We not coming back to this locker room to play not another game. We ending this shit in 5 come Saturday night. Come Saturday night, we coming back with the NBA championship. There's no way. I'm not trying to play. And listen, New Yorkers, love you to death. I know y'all would love to see the chip one in New York. No. But if I'm Mike Brown, I'm not listening to y'all. I'm sorry. I'm telling them we finishing this now while we got them on the ropes. Because let me tell you, and this is why I love sports. I love sports so much. And this is why I love championship rounds, because we are in a point now where either the New York Knicks better win this championship, or this is the biggest letdown in maybe the history of basketball sports, or New York better finish this off where San Antonio just gave you the worst letdown in possibly all of professional sports.
Well, let me say that I took New York at the beginning of this, and I stick with New York. I think New York go to San Antonio and beat them and win the championship in San Antonio.
Listen, Ron. I'm on the track. I got your back. San Antonio, Don't even pack. Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. That's how we going. Okay. Don't even pack. Because the Knicks gonna finish it off in San Antonio. The Spurs won't even have to pack for game 6. They won't even have to pack. Because there's 2 things, and before I go, there's 2 things that I need to mention because I'm gonna in depth get into it later on. One is the Knicks definitely need to just finish this. Get it finished now while you got them on the ropes. Because these type of games, when you see these type of games, they usually stain a team. This is the type of loss you take and you're like, oh, well, we'll just bounce back. No, this loss here makes it where you have to win 3 in a row.
But
if San Antonio, I'll say it and you can clip this. If San Antonio is the team that they say they are, San Antonio will win game 5. But from my experience, me just knowing, coaching, playing, and watching enough sports to know, these type of losses, you don't just bounce back from. These are the type of losses that stain. Greg Popovich better, and I tell you what, Greg Popovich better be on the bench for game 5. The president better come out that box again for game 5 in San Antonio.
We missing the whole thing with Remy was on the floor, then he got up running back and talk about he playing, he got y'all, he did like this.
Wemby won't do that again.
But
if he's smart, he won't.
What did the big man for the New York Knicks do after that? What did he do? Gave Remy an elbow.
Oh, well, so, and before we go, because I'm 5 minutes, I'll tell you this. I was appalled in game 3 when Wemby did what he did to Jalen Brunson, and not one New York Knick got in his face.
But
I guarantee you Mike Brown had that conversation after that and was like, guess what? I'm going to put you in the game specifically.
Right, for that.
To get physical with Wemby. Right. And you sure enough, you seen Mitchell Robinson give him that little choke, that elbow. Right. Yeah. Now I'm not, listen, by the way, Rise Up Family does not support assaulting players. I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way before people be like, oh, he's promoting people to get throat punched. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is basketball is a physical sport.
Right. That's not what we're saying.
If one team is going to get physical and try to bully you, which is what the San Antonio Spurs did in the beginning of game 4, bully the Knicks, you better punch back. You better hit back.
Right. I say this all the time, and shout out to Marcus Betts. He said this a while back. I think every team should probably have that one player sign that one player to a contract for like 2 years to be that dirty player. Well, not edgy, an edge player, just for times like this. When Wemby was doing the stuff that he doing, and New York turned around and did what they supposed to do. They took you up for their superstar. Wemby was on the floor half of the game last night. Let's be honest. I can't hear you.
Should have took up for him in the beginning of the game. They should have. You know what? To be honest with you, Ron, bringing that up is very interesting because I think if they would have took up for him in game 3, the Knicks might have just swept the Spurs. Because again, energy is everything when you play basketball. Yeah, there's a certain energy. Okay, right after they knocked Wemby on his behind, and as soon as they brought Jose Alvarado into the game, all of a sudden the energy changed.
It changed.
You've seen it. You've seen it firsthand. I'm one to say if they probably would have backed him up earlier, they might have won game 3 because the energy would have been different.
Right.
And I mean, we see what the Knicks do with energy now. So it's not like you got to guess or you got to theorize or you got to make some type of hypothesis on what the Knicks, yada, yada, yada. We've literally seen the Knicks take energy and then do what they are supposed to do with that energy, and that's win basketball games. This Knicks team gives off a similar resemblance to another basketball team that I watched win 4 championships, and that's the Golden State Warriors. They could be down 20, and the Knicks can come back and beat that
like that.
ass.
So
That's very Golden State like to me. Go ahead.
who were with Golden State when they were winning those championships?
Well, you already know who was around for that.
Who?
Mike Brown wasn't around for that. He was assistant. He was
Now,
around for
who
that.
was the assistant when San Antonio, I think, won a championship?
We know.
So
And
Mike Brown being everywhere, he's seen this before. He's seen it all before. So now it's like, TKO now. When we go to San Antonio, TKO. That's it.
Yeah, we definitely watched the growth of Mike Brown yesterday. Yesterday was the coordination of Mike Brown turning that corner. So, because we watched them in Cleveland. We watched them in Cleveland choke away when he coached LeBron. We watched that. We watched Mike Brown. We've been watching Mike Brown for a long period of time. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Yesterday in the beginning of that game, folks, game 4 was looking like if Mike Brown chokes off this series, Mike Brown could get fired because New York the New York market is crazy. But we watched him turn the corner. And especially with that last play call. That last play call might have got Mike Brown an extension. Might have got him a bigger bag and a bigger extension if they can complete the mission. Which again, if I'm Mike Brown, I'm telling New York Knicks players right now. I'm telling them, clean out your lockers. Because the next time you come back in here, it'll be to hold the trophy up. It won't be to play another basketball game.
You know what, Andre? I'm telling the New York fan base, New York Knicks fan base, travel with us to San Antonio.
Oh, well, listen, not only will they travel, though, but they are going to, New York City, for folks who've been to New York City, New York City. If you ever lived or been in New York City, you know what time the city is on.
What?
Let the New York Knicks win Saturday night, and I guarantee you Saturday night, New York City you'll hear all types of stuff about New York City on fire, yada, yada, yada. You'll see all types of videos. I guarantee you social media will be locked up.
We see that now.
Well, again, you don't see it as much, but when they win the final, you gonna see it. I mean, you see it now, but you really gonna see it.
Right,
and Friday night, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm starting to set off with nothing but New York stuff. Friday night, it's gonna be New York for a whole hour on my DJ set. By the way, for those who support,
I need to talk about. I seen so many San Antonio fans in New York get their butt kicked just for walking down the street in San Antonio stuff.
Now that's disgraceful. Let me and by the way, while we bringing that up, that is very disgraceful. I did not like that, but let's be clear. New York City has been rowdy as such. We know that New York City is a violent place to go. For those who know, they get busy. Yes, Will and Bombard, firsthand, you've been there. I've been there. They get busy. Okay, like I've been in Brooklyn. I've stayed in Brooklyn.
To me, I know
how the city gets down. So
I love the fan base. I love y'all fan base. But when I seen that, I like, you know what?
It's disgraceful. To say the least, it's not good. To say the least.
I love y'all energy
at all. There's no excuse for that.
I love y'all energy that y'all support y'all teams. I love that. But what I seen on Twitter and Instagram, y'all beat up every person walking down the street with San Antonio Spurs stuff. I was like, nah.
So say, if you poke a shark, you get swallowed whole too.
Right, I with you, but how many? I would say this: if New York Knicks win the championship, how many fans would go to jail that night?
Well, we hope zero, right?
Right, but what I've seen so far,
I get locked up.
right? I don't want nobody to get locked up. That's not what I'm saying. But we seen y'all already turn it up. What we say down south. I don't want to see nobody get locked up. I don't. But y'all already put that on Twitter and stuff. So
I tell you what. I hope they behave, and I hope they celebrate in the way that it's deserved to be celebrated. I don't want to see no more of that nonsense.
right.
I'll tell you that.
I don't want to see that, but celebrate.
And I want to preface it. I want to thank everybody for this quick rise up early or rise up afternoon. Some people are like, oh, it's earlier than usual.
Yeah.
But I'll be talking about this later on tonight. Shout out, thanks Ron for coming through. I'm gonna take my butt back to work and do what I gotta do. I just wanted to come on here real quick, let it be known what's good. It's been a phenomenal season and series for both teams, nevertheless. And this is one of the best finals I've watched in a while, because it's two teams that we actually wanted in the finals, and we are getting every bit of excitement from this series. So,
but really, I ain't want.
Ron, thanks for
you welcome. I ain't want San Antonio to go.
Is Ron? Hold on. Is Ron aware that the Falcons and Spurs have the same thing in common? LOL. Ouch.
Who said that?
Willem Bombard. Hilarious.
See, I'm trying to be nice.
Save it. I know, because I know you about to go into it. Don't do it. If it be the same here.
Look, that's my job. That's my job.
That.
Ace, let me tell you this. Ace is my job. Nothing but respect for Ace. I really
Ace, you think it's going 7? Nah. No. I'll give it a thumbs up. I don't think it's going 7. Not at all.
I think New York Knicks they better take care of business in San Antonio. They better take care of
San Antonio might win game 5, but I think it's over after that. If it's not over Saturday night, I think it's over game 6. I don't think you'll be going back to San Antonio twice. I just don't see it. I don't see that happening. Again, you take a loss like that and you're a young team, that stains. It stains. Unless Popovich gonna be on the bench for the last 3 games of the series, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I respectfully don't see it. Yeah, the ratings is good, but I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. I've seen ratings be good and it be over in 6. The Bulls, when the ratings was good, then it was still over in 6.
Yeah.
Nope. And I wouldn't even preface it to even begin to say that if the league is pushing at 7 games, then we need to have a new conversation on are we really watching competitive sports, or are we watching business moves take corrupt business practices take place right in front of our face?
But
that'll be a different conversation for a different time.
We have seen some fouls that have not been called.
We not again, and we not even going to talk about. So I don't want to hear, and I'll say this before I go. I don't want to hear one person tell me about how the refs was siding for the Knicks. I do not want to hear that when the refs have literally shown you in the series, especially in New York, that they have called more Nick fouls and allowed more stuff to go when it comes to the Spurs. Like the fact that Wemby did that whole thing and didn't even get a foul for it
Yeah.
is crazy work. Again, I don't want to hear favoritism when it comes to that. I don't want to hear not one person say, well, the refs are favoring the Knicks. No, they're not. Stop that lie. Don't stop. Don't even put that narrative out there. That's a lie.
All I know is saying NBA, how can I say this? The referee been known bet gambling on the games. Facts. They're a fact.
Yeah,
is a fact. That is a fact. And a man went to prison. Was the referee in game?
I don't want to corrupt. I don't want to corrupt this series with that, though.
Andre, the proof in the pudding. You always say the proof in the pudding.
It's true. Very much so. Very much so.
Fact. A man went to prison.
True.
Saying they were betting on games.
True.
He was getting money for all the other referees to make this superstar have a bad game. That is a fact.
Correct. And William Lombard, let me just preface it one more time. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying as far as the most watched finals since Michael Jordan, 98, yada, yada. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is that there's elements in basketball to me that just can't be checked by business propositions. That loss last night is a monumental loss. That's not just a random loss. That's a monumental, never seen before ever loss by a team that is super young. I don't see this team overcoming that loss to win 3 games or to even win 2 games to get to game 7. I don't see it. I don't see it. And I haven't seen it before. I have not seen that before. So, I mean, if it happens, then New York, you got a problem. You got a problem on your hands. If this series gets to 7, New York got a problem on their hands. It will be the biggest meltdown from a coach who led the biggest comeback in a series. That's what we're looking at. That's the dynamic you're looking at from this series. If what you propose happens.
What did LL say? Don't call it a comeback. We've been for you.
And with that being said, I will see y'all later. Ron, thank you for coming through. I will see y'all later. Again, this is a once in a blue moon situation. Tonight, I expect to be on. Tonight, probably around 7 o'clock. I'm gonna say around 7. It might be a little earlier. We'll get into the optics, but I will put it out there again. Phenomenal day all around yesterday. Shout out to my lovely son Nasai Robinson. Shout out to him, moving up. I had so much fun. I'm gonna put the videos up later. I got to see a turning of the corner. My little big guy is growing up, getting big right before my eyes. It's crazy sometimes when you watch certain things, just like the New York Knicks. You're watching the Knicks grow up right before your eyes. It's been since '73. A New York professional basketball team has won a championship. I think the Yankees are actually the last New York team, true New York team, to win a professional championship.
Wait a minute, y'all don't claim the Giants, New York?
Absolutely not. The Giants and Jets are New Jersey, sir. That is not true New York.
A minute.
They have a New York market because New Jersey is closer to New York. It's very close to New York, but it is the New Jersey Jets and Giants, sir.
No,
they play in East Rutherford, New Jersey. If you
Look,
wanted to be claimed by New York, then you should have built the stadium
look,
in New York City.
look,
But that's just-
I don't think anybody claimed the New York Jets. Now the Giants, they got championships. So I mean, that's all I just gonna say. They
yeah. So real quick, Will, positionless basketball has definitely had a major tell on this series. Again, Castle should have brung the ball up in game 2, not Wembenyama. You're comfortable with 7'4", nimble, Jack be quick. I look like Gumby bringing the ball up.
he said he
7'4"
be
guy.
hanging with the monks. No,
That's not fundamental basketball. I'm telling you that now. That's not fundamental basketball, especially at a time like that. It's not fundamental basketball. He wasn't paying attention at all, and you make those mistakes. You gotta pay for those. You make a mistake, you pay for those mistakes. When it comes to championship basketball, you pay for it, or football. I don't care what sport it is. You make a mistake like that, you're probably gonna pay for it. So is what it is. I appreciate y'all for coming out. I will be sharing this some more, Facebook and YouTube, and I plan on talking more about this tonight, and some NFL stuff tonight, plus some WNBA. And I don't care. Y'all better stop hating on the WNBA and sleeping on the WNBA. The WNBA is following suit. It's definitely following suit, and it's fun to watch. If you ain't been watching WNBA, that's your fault. I don't care. Like at this point, y'all minds is set and conditioned on support what y'all gonna support. But WNBA is looking good too this year. Support. That's all I can say. Support on that. But Knicks in 5, by the way. I got him. Knicks in 5. Ron, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you, brother.
peace.
And just remember the hand of OG. All right, remember the hand of OG. You see it. Oh, my goodness. Crash. That is called crashing the board.
Boys.
Okay? That's fundamental basketball. Crashing the glass as such. Peace.